the actual game I've been waiting for my whole life. GTA 6 and everything we need to know about GTA 6. But before I start this video, shout out to Justin Witter1 for making this video. Link is going to be down in the description. Go follow his channel. I just needed some news, or update, because I haven't heard much about GTA 6 since the trailer, and they said they was coming out with another trailer. So let's see what we get to learn in this video. If it's educational to you, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe. I appreciate the love and support. Let's get it.
Of Grand Theft Auto 6 after 90 plus leaked videos, leaked street footage, and a leaked trailer. As many of you may know, a group of loyal fans have made a GTA 6 document, complete with everything we officially know about the game. In this video, we will not only be breaking down the document, but also discussing things it didn't mention, and connecting some things to previous Rockstar projects, to really bring together everything Grand Theft Auto 6 could be. Very special thanks to Eminem345, Skater, Turbolight, Arthur, Garza_PKM, Vista, Church of GTA, and Saturday for making this document. The guys with social media attached that I just mentioned will be linked in the description below. And also, thanks again Skater for letting me make this video. This is going to be a pretty long one, everybody, so grab your tinfoil hats, pick up your crack pipe, and let's get into it. Starting with what was leaked on September 18th, 2022. As most of us know, a teenager hacked Rockstar using an Amazon Fire Stick in a hotel and acquired 90 clips of development footage. A bunch of code was seen alongside the clips, and the text shown leaked a lot of world events and locations from the game that we will dig more into later. Moving on to new Rage Engine features, we could see in the leaked footage in one clip where Lucia was firing at police officers that Euphoria has been upgraded. And I mean upgraded big time. Bullets really knock people back, and depending on where they're shot, their movement will change. Also, we can see in the trailer that volumetric clouds have returned like we had in Red Dead Redemption 2. And for those who don't know what volumetric clouds are, they're basically fully 3D clouds that appear more realistic, which is why they look so soft and fluffy in Red Dead Redemption 2. Speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2 though, the random encounters in that game would occur depending on where you were, if you were wanted, or if you were riding a horse. GTA 6 will have that same system where you need to meet certain criteria for an event to occur. Like some events will only occur if you're wanted, and some will only occur if you're playing as Lucia. So in Grand Theft Auto 6, there will be specific encounters for specific circumstances. And we know this because in the debug menu, there's text that keeps track of if the player's wanted, Lucia, Jason, or anything that could break immersion in the context of an event. Like what if you're in a 5-star chase and somebody tries to mug you? Just wouldn't really make sense. There isn't much known yet about the characters in Grand Theft Auto 6, but we do know of a few, such as our protagonists, Jason and Lucia. The two criminals are in a relationship and emphasize trust as their main method of success. We can see in the trailer that Lucia walks ahead of Jason. She's cocky, confident, and very much in it for the thrill, while Jason, on the other hand, seems to be more in it for her than anything. Reputable insider Jason Schreier confirmed a few years ago that GTA 6 will be a Bonnie and Clyde type story, meaning that the game will be about Jason and Lucia's relationship. Wyman is a named NPC that appears in what seems to be a backyard in one of the leaked clips. He hates phones, social media, and believes Jay Norris never died, which confirms that GTA 6 takes place in the same universe 5 and 4 did. There's a character named Dre who appears in one of the nightclubs and introduces the protagonist to his friend Booby. It's also mentioned that at the time, Jason and Lucia are staying at Booby's crib, which could very well be the first safe house after Lucia gets out of prison. Tit is the DJ at the nightclub and isn't very liked according to Dre. And the last person we see in that clip is Sam, arguing with his supposed girlfriend. This character wasn't shown in the document, but Stephanie is shown in the GTA 6 trailer working in the prison. She has a picture in her office that resembles a couple, yet she doesn't have a ring on her finger, so it's safe to say she's not married, but in a relationship. As for gangs, there's not a lot of information known about gangs yet, but we do know that the Haitians will make a return, and there is a world event named Far Right Militia, which may have been the trucker group we saw in the trailer, but I don't think that will be a gang more than just a one-off group of protesters or something. And now for the items. In GTA 4, you could heal by eating hot dogs off the street and going to Burger Shot, and in GTA 5, you could pull snacks out of your ass and mow down. But in GTA 6, it appears that trauma kits and painkillers will be a prominent item for healing your character, along with the classics like food, drinks, and cigarettes. You will also have an auto dialer and an immobilizer bypass, which was a tool to steal luxury cars in GTA Chinatown Wars. There is also a tracker jammer, implying the police may be able to track you down if you don't have a jammer in your possession. There's a USB drive probably used to steal stuff off of computers, binoculars like we had in Red Dead 2, a cutoff tool, and Slim Jims as well, which are tools mostly used by tow truck drivers to open car doors. I think it's interesting too that there are backpacks for carrying stuff. So if it's true that weapons will be stored in your trunk, maybe we'll be able to carry larger weapons in our bags like in The Last of Us. Flashlights are an item now, and not just to be slapped on guns, which makes me wonder if we'll be going to the sewers or something like that at one point. And as for melee stuff, it seems like we'll be able to swing around pool cues and golf clubs. Of course, Grand Theft Auto isn't a game known for its Slim Jims and flashlights though. It's more known for cars, drugs, shooting a hooker to get your money back. And boy is there a good roster of weapons to choose from. There will be classics returning such as the rocket launcher, baseball bat, AK-47, knife, bolt-action sniper, Molotov, compact and micro SMGs, hunter sniper, heavy machine gun, and pump-action shotgun. But we also have some new stuff like the spear gun, which I think is interesting. There's also tactical stuff like smoke grenades and stun grenades, and if those are actually items in the game, I wonder if that means GTA 6 will make the player want to strategize their approach to missions opposed to just running in guns blazing, because otherwise...
I want to say this though, this will be the base. They can update. So every gun or everything we see, they're going to be updating frequently, so we will be getting new shit all the time, I feel like.
Why would they make smoke and stun grenades? Regardless though, sounds like a whoop-ass foundation for a more competitive multiplayer experience. Red Dead Redemption 1 introduced the weapon wheel used in pretty much every Rockstar title, and Red Dead Redemption 2 changed it up by adding an item section to it. GTA 6 seems to be following that same approach, but in GTA 6 it looks like your character can hold one sidearm and one long arm, alongside gear and various items to help you out along the way. I think it's odd that dual-wielding pistols won't be returning according to the weapon wheel design. Moving on to the open world events. I know that on top of this page, the writers displayed minigames that would be in GTA 6. And although it's not shown in this document, there may be 3v3 basketball. Let me explain. Around the time the trailer came out, a guy with the username u/welllookWho'sBack leaked some possible game modes that would be in GTA 6. The reason why people believe he has an in is because his username is a direct quote from the trailer, and he had that username before the trailer even came out. Along with that, he also predicted the song being Love Is a Long Road by Tom Petty, and got the trailer release date wrong by one day, saying December 6th instead of December 5th. It's probable that he's high up on the Rockstar food chain, and he said that GTA 6 could have 3v3 basketball, which would be a really good game mode. I could see that sucking my life away like GTA 5 Tennis did. And
Deadass, I'm gonna be 3v3 for sure.
besides minigames, the world events will be pretty cool. One of the examples of a world event is the clip where Lucia is outside of a garage. A delivery van event starts up, and there's a sign on one of the garages saying that there's a security camera in the area. So seamless free roam robberies will most likely make an appearance similar to GTA 5's minivan ones. We also know that security cameras work in GTA 6 considering they have a clear line of sight shown in one of the clips with Jason hiding in a back alley. So approaching a mission quiet and slow will be in the player's best interest to steer clear of unwanted attention. I've mentioned this in a few videos as well, but another example of dynamic robberies is the infamous clip where Jason walks into a store and is able to see what items are valuable, which means two returning things from Red Dead Redemption 2, that being Eagle Vision and your player being able to swipe things straight off the shelf. Speaking of walking into places though, let's talk about interiors. As stated before in the leaked footage from 2022, there's a lot of code and text at the side of the screen, and in one clip we can see that GTA 6 had 157 enterable interiors at the time of that.
Damn!
Holy shit. There's probably even more now considering it's been over 2 years since that footage took place. As we've seen in the trailer, there are way more enterable interiors than in GTA 5. Because like GTA 4 and San Andreas, it's confirmed that restaurants and diners will be enterable buildings this time around. We also saw a garage open at one point, so it's safe to say quite a few places around the map will be enterable. It looks like aside from strip clubs, different clubs will be available as well. And of course, various other buildings such as pawn shops and motels. Similar to GTA 5 and Red Dead Online, multiplayer in the May 22 build of GTA 6 had a limit of 30 players per lobby. It'll probably be done using the same server system those games had, that being peer-to-peer, no! Also, in one of the leaked multiplayer clips, we can see a character carrying another player on their shoulder like Arthur could do in Red Dead 2. In open world games like Grand Theft Auto, collectibles are a signature time sinker, and it appears that
what I'm noticing is a lot of what they was trying in Red Dead 2 is going to be like pretty much the base of GTA 6. And they was able to do it right after GTA 5, so they was able to put these cool things into the game. So, but I hopefully they do it different, obviously, but they're going to take a lot from Red Dead. Why do I keep saying this shit wrong? Red Dead Redemption 2. And they're going to put it into GTA 6 and then build on that, I believe. But this should be interesting. I ain't gonna lie. I like the interaction. I like how you could grab shit off the shelf. It's more like, damn, what is it called? I forgot what game I was playing. Where you could grab stuff and you could use it. It's materials. It helps you out throughout the gameplay. So I'm excited for that. I'm super excited for that. And the weapons we need some fire ass weapons. And what I was thinking the other day, I was playing GTA Online. Can Rockstar make their own cars? Can you give us like something that y'all could do on your own? Like, I love realism, I love it, but I do want some special shit. Like, and then you have to do a certain grind or like a certain thing, and not everyone can get it. I wish that would happen. I'm hoping that happens.
Them again, but in a more interesting way. One of those collectibles will be Wyman's car parts. This is proven by one of the models for a box being named collectible car part. But there's more text on the screen that reads Wyman car parts box generic used, which is definitely a name for one of the more basic models, but maybe there will be different boxes depending on how valuable the car part inside is. Another alleged collectible is hats. Yes! Jason looks so much better with the hat. I've been saying it for years. In one of the clips, a developer is placing a hat model in a room with Jason, and the hat's model is called Ambient Collectible Hat. In a few of the clips, we saw Jason sporting one of those red and white caps, so there will probably be a bunch around the map for the sake of collecting them. I wonder if there will be an actual reason to do so, like the dinosaur bones in Red Dead, but we'll see if there are actually any rewards for collecting them all. The GTA franchise has always taken place in major cities, meaning that everywhere you go, there's a logo for something, and in GTA 6, there are new organizations we haven't seen before. The Vice City Mambas is obviously going to parody the Miami Dolphins, Miami's football team. We also see Sprunk returning, but in a new, healthier fashion, being Sprunk Light, whatever that means. And of course, some entirely new things like Arches, Footwear and Clothing, Marco Wholesale Footwear, Delights, Harmon and Felix, Bump and Grind, and Vice City Metro. Although, fun fact, the Metro logo appeared in GTA 5's Online years before the leaks, which is a pretty interesting fact. Makes you wonder what other GTA 6 assets sneak their way into 5 under our noses. In GTA 6, there's also going to be a parody of WhatsApp going by the name of What Up. And we saw that we got contacts of What Up from the clip, so that'll definitely be the game's main texting app. The VCIA will be the airport, the Rusty Anchor will be a music venue, and finally, Core Software and Shorefront are the last new things. Returning brands will be Byte, Snapmatic, Sprunk, E-Cola, and Bleeder, and of course the classics like Burger Shot, Life Invader, Taco Bomb, Horny's Burgers, LTD Gasoline, Pissweiser, CNT, House Order Bin Operations, Hinterland, Val de Grace, Chappelle, Redwood Cigarettes.
I know damn well you ain't gonna read this whole list. We can read it. Pause and read this shit. God damn it.
Fleeka, Stronzo, Farshtunken, Shark Limit, Want, and Classique. It's important to note that the Classique logo appears on the boxes for Wyman's car parts. Jason's vehicle in the artwork and leaks appears to be a 1984 Ranchero, and if the boxes contain classic car parts, maybe they'll be used to upgrade specifically that car. I think having deeper personal vehicle customization would be a great addition for the Grand Theft Auto franchise. We saw in the trailer that wildlife will be plentiful.
Yes, we need deeper, more engaging customization with the cars. And we have so many car games out now that GTA should be able to take from some of these cars. Like, I do love Need for Speed. Heat, I love that customization. That's shit one of my favorite games for customizing cars. 2015, I just like customizing and making the car my own. And not with some of these basic ass bumpers that y'all give us. Y'all give us like the same bumper over and over on GTA Online. Hopefully they freshen it up and we can get a deep dive into our cars.
Like it was in Red Dead 2. It's confirmed that in Leonida, we will come across seagulls, alligators, wading birds, and deer. The events list mentions a possum and a boar, possibly meaning that those will in fact be in the game, but honestly, the Margaret side missions from Red Dead have proven to me that you can't believe everything that you hear. So who knows? Maybe the boar will be a man dripped out in a furry suit. And off topic, I hope GTA 6 has a furry convention mission. That would be so awesome. This next part of the document lists off new content that GTA 6 offers, such as the ability to walk in cover and go prone. So it's true that there was a clip of Jason crawling on the ground to pick up something. However, before Red Dead came out, people believed that there would be proning in that game because of a scene shown in the trailer of Arthur crawling in a burning building. It ended up just being part of a mission, and knowing Rockstar, I wouldn't put it past them to have this as a one-off animation for a mission as well. Yeah. This is just coming from somebody who's seen it happen before, so take it as you will. Loot bags are also new, and once again, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a mission-specific thing. Another new thing is the ability to drop and pick up weapons. Seeing as the weapon wheel has limited slots, it would probably be super handy in gameplay to pick up somebody else's gun if you run out of ammo. We saw a clip of Jason dropping an M16, then picking it up again, and if that makes it into the final game, that would be incredible. We know that GTA 6's animations will be done using a building block system, so that depending on the environment, NPCs and the protagonist will change their idle animation according to their surroundings, such as covering themselves if it starts raining. We saw a clip where Jason was covering his face from gunfire, so if you're not in cover, you're character will probably attempt to cover themselves to resist bullets. There's also options to self-revive and self-suicide. I didn't understand immediately why GTA 6 would have that feature, but now that I think about it, with the two protagonist system, it makes perfect sense. If your partner gets critically injured, you'll have to revive them. And if you don't, maybe they'll go to the hospital and either Jason or Lucia will need to finish the job by themselves. But knowing Rockstar, it'll probably just result in a mission fail.
Yeah.
Grappling during fistfights will return, like how in Red Dead 2 you could grab somebody by the neck and start beating on them, which was a pretty impressive and fun feature that improved hand-to-hand combat drastically. Similar to the ability to self-revive and self-suicide, we have more tactical multiplayer-esque features like buddy comms and buddy pings, whatever that'll be used for, but it's nice to have. One new feature that I personally think is super cool is the fact that shooting out of cars has changed completely. In GTA 5 and 4, shooting out of cars was very arcade-like, because the camera would still stay in third person, overlooking your car while shooting, so that accuracy wouldn't be affected. But in GTA 6, the perspective is changed to over the shoulder while aiming out the car window, which makes things way more immersive. There's a clip of Lucia aiming behind her, and it's from the view of inside the car looking out the rear window. I think this new approach to shooting will make combat more intense and immersive. I can't help but feel that multiplayer combat will be more skill-based as well, and the win will be given less to whoever just shoots first. This part of the list says body weight has returned, and I'm not so sure about that. Some claim that Lucia and Jason look thinner in some clips and more fit in others, and while that's true, that could also just be updates to the character models, as the protagonists in the 2021 clips looked a lot more basic than the 2022 ones. There was a lot more detail on the characters, and that could also mean the developers adjusted their proportions, which wouldn't be out of the ordinary for a game still in development. However, there is a world event called Multi-Gym, and a series of events called the Swole Couple Workout Challenge. Even though I'm skeptical, I would love a bodyweight system to return because we had it in Red Dead Redemption 2, and it was super cool. And finally for this segment, NPC interactivity from Red Dead 2 is making a return. Demonstrated in the Hank's robbery clip, we can see Lucia aiming her weapon at an NPC, and there are options that come up like hostage and threaten. It's clear that in the trailer, NPC interactivity will be a major feature in this game, so this shouldn't come as much of a surprise. The world interactivity has also improved, because in one clip, Lucia walks by a gumball machine and there's an option to buy one, which was pretty cool to see. From that same clip we were talking about before, there's a car wash property marked.
Wow, they just giving you so many more options, which is cool as hell. Like, so certain things you walk by, you're gonna be able to buy. That is fire. That is super fire, actually. I can't wait to see what we do.
Laundering location, meaning that money laundering
or what they do.
GTA 6. I just hope properties have more depth than they did in GTA 5. In Red Dead Redemption 2, there were horse fences and wagon fences, and in GTA 6, there appears to be car fences. I think having some actual Grand Theft Auto side content would be perfect for the next-gen GTA game. It's about damn time. Discovering new animals and items was a big feature in Red Dead 2, and in GTA 6, there's a clip where Jason rides a Maibatsu Sanchez, and a prompt comes up saying he discovered it. So there will be something similar to Red Dead 2's compendium holding 100% completion behind car and weapon discoveries. As we saw in the items list, there were tracker jammers, USB drives, and a lot of hacker-type devices, and in the leaked development footage, we can see those items being added to Lucia's inventory, which very well could point to her being a hacker. Tom Henderson is a respected and trusted insider, and he claimed 3 years ago that GTA 6 would feature a female hacker protagonist. In fact, he made some other claims at that same time that turned out to be true, like a 2025 release date, and Rockstar bringing back Vice City in the modern day.
But what I was told in regards to this female character is that she is going to be essentially the bright one in the group and be responsible for stuff such as technology and hacking, which could become, of course, very useful in a modern world in which hacking and computers and stuff like that is a very strong asset to have. So,
also, while searching for this claim by Thomas, I came across this comment on Reddit. We were really hopeful back then, weren't we? There's a prompt that came up in the leaked footage saying that you could check on Jason or to hold for more options. The more options are definitely going to be things like come here or stand there or maybe even guard that entrance. Directing your partner just seems to be another cool tactical approach Rockstar is putting into the game. There's some missions in Red Dead Online where you're supposed to direct NPCs to their post, so I could definitely see that feature returning in GTA 6.
Think we can get like control a gang? Remember when it was in Saints Row 1 and 2? Where you can recruit gang members and they run around with you and you can tell them what to do. That is fire. I always love that aspect of it. So hopefully we can bully. I said bully. Damn, I'm evil. Hopefully we can be in charge of a gang and tell them what to do.
We now know that in Grand Theft Auto 6, police will be able to identify your car, and this is proved by text that popped up during one of the leaked robbery scenes that reads, "Any vehicle you are seen entering will be known to the law." Speaking of people running from the law, Jason and Lucia will be able to share items. As seen in the clip where Jason is opening a container to steal a motorcycle, there's a few lines of text, and one of them is for Jason's inventory, but the other is shared items. Meaning when one of them gets something, the other playable character will get some of that loot as well. The last thing on this page is about unlockable gates. In one clip with Jason sneaking, there's a garage door with the text "door panel lock," and there's also a gate with the text "unlocked," possibly meaning that doors can be opened and closed depending on the circumstances. But like many Rockstar games, it could just be mission specific. While we're on the subject of unlockable entrances, I'd like to add something. That clip with Jason opening the container to grab a bike is super cool because it probably means the containers will be one of the things in Leonida that are lootable. And this could very well tie into the car fences feature where there might be...
we had that as far as the containers with I think they had one robbery in like the salvage yard robbery. You could just drop off the container, then the car comes out, rolls out. So I think they already was like trying to get us hip for that.
Vehicles around the map that the protagonists are supposed to steal for a contact. So this part here is about the improved AI. We're gonna go over some of the examples the document offered, and I'm also gonna go over some of my own that I remembered from the leaks and the trailer. The first example is that in one of the clips, somebody starts shooting at Lucia when she turns her back to him, meaning that the AI will now find opportunities to attack the player that better ensures their own survival. The police AI are seen adjusting their posture depending on the obstacles in front of them, like aiming their gun over the car and not just walking around it. And they also take cover while reloading. We also know that NPCs will act more realistically, such as traveling in groups opposed to everybody lone wolfing it like in Los Santos. Another important one mentioned is that in one clip, a man enters a nightclub when Lucia leaves. In GTA, usually NPCs don't enter or exit any establishment and they're just placed there. But in GTA 6, they act on their own. I'm surprised the document didn't bring up how much NPCs interact with each other. Like how in the trailer, there's a guy spraying a woman with sunscreen, a man and a woman jogging together, a man recording Lucia while she stands up in Jason's car. There's a lot of examples I could name, but those are just a few. Companion AI is also updated with your partners not following you, but instead following whatever is most important at that time. We saw this in Red Dead 2 a lot, where the gang would act on its own, with Arthur walking alongside them, opposed to leading them. The one big AI improvement that I caught on to was that in the Hank's Waffles robbery clip, the police don't immediately rush the building, and instead strategically surround it.
Wow.
Now that we know the AI is smart and survival focused like in Red Dead, we can probably expect to be flanked or attacked in a variety of ways. Moving on from artificial intelligence, you can now surrender to the police. This has been a feature in previous Grand Theft Auto games where if you have 1 star and put your weapon away, you can get busted. But in Red Dead 2, the surrender system was upgraded and more detailed than previous Rockstar projects. And GTA 6 will be doing it the way Red Dead did it, where it'll just be the click of a button to throw your hands in the air. I just wonder if you'll be able to surrender past 1 star at this point.
Get them hands up, homie! Do as you're told and come along with me.
Oh, come on. Why don't you back off? Leave me alone.
Only a matter of time.
Damn, busted.
If you
Some more Red Dead features will be making a return, such as clothes getting dirty, and of course, the deep customization that game had. There's a clip with Lucia rocking new makeup, straightened hair, and in the trailer, there's this mysterious blonde woman that turns around to face the camera. While she doesn't look completely like Lucia, there are similarities. And if she actually is that woman, then we know customization will be deep. It's still a mystery whether hair will naturally grow this time around, or if the barbers will have magic scissors that make your hair grow back, but regardless, there will be hair options in the game. Before we move on to the next thing, I'd like to add that in the Hank's Waffles robbery clip, Jason is seen sporting a black long sleeve shirt with his sleeves slightly rolled up, meaning that the rolled sleeves feature from Red Dead Redemption 2 may be making a return, and if it doesn't, then the game is literally unplayable. Snacks will be edible from the inventory like in Red Dead 2 and GTA Online. Not a big surprise this is making a return, however it is an extremely convenient feature and is great to see. Smoking cigarettes will be possible. I hope that vapes end up in the game too. I feel like half the people I see these days smoke vapes opposed to cigarettes, and I'm not saying I encourage either, but I think that GTA 6 should be as true to life as possible. There are events called cop traps. I don't know if you guys remember, but there are some spots in Red Dead where other gangs around the map would ambush Arthur. It does make sense that ambushes are making a return, although this could mean that speed traps will be in the game. Speeding has never been a crime in Grand Theft Auto, and now that we're moving on to the current generation, I wonder if they'll make that change. There's some more immersive...
Yo, there's so many like little changes that are gonna be so like fun and make you engaged with this game. I'm rocking with it. I'm definitely rocking with it. And we've been waiting for so long. Was it been 12 years or some shit like that? We've been waiting for a very long time. So I can't wait to get the next gen version of GTA instead of all this old arcadey nastiness. We can actually upgrade, and there's gonna be so many little things that even if you don't have friends, you should have friends at the beginning of GTA. But if you don't got no friends, then you still could play this game and have a bunch of fun and play hours of it. So that's dope.
Changes coming to GTA 6, such as the minimap only appearing once you're in a vehicle. In one clip there appears to be no HUD, but when Jason hops on a motorcycle it suddenly appears. Personally, I'm very pro this change. A minimap on screen all the time is very 2005 in my opinion. It makes sense that now in 2024 a change like this would happen. Also, police take time until they're dispatched. In the Hank's Waffles robbery clip we can see a bar on top of the screen going down until eventually the police were dispatched. CCTV will now follow the player during crimes like they do in real life, and we saw it happen in the trailer. Tying up NPCs will be a feature in Grand Theft Auto 6, as we saw Lucia bind somebody's hands together. If the witness system is returning, this would be a perfect way to fight it, and also it could prove to be a great way to manage hostages. This document says that looting vehicles can make a return based on the button prompt in the Hank's Waffles robbery clip saying, "Examine stranger SUV." However, I think that it could be something entirely different, because we know the vehicle and weapon discovery system from Red Dead 2 is making a return. So this could not only be for filling out the discovery log, but it could also be for car theft missions. Maybe if we examine the SUV, we'll learn its actual model name, and if all this stuff about car parts turns out to be true, maybe we'll be given lists of specific vehicle models that we'll need to bring in to somebody in exchange for cash. The game is called Grand Theft Auto after all. I think that would make more sense. But we are able to loot horse bags in Red Dead 2, so who's to say? There have been a few people who claim to have insider information saying that carjackings will be more difficult this time around. And this is backed up by the world events referencing car theft, such as full, meaning it was flawless, in progress, and of course, fail. I wonder what a car theft fail will look like.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what carjacking cat or advanced AI might mean though, unless it's something like Watch Dogs 2 where we'll be stealing a talking car. More detailed car interiors are a given. Even in the trailer we can see that when Jason and Lucia are driving away. I mean, holy shit, look at that seat leather, woof. Expanding on better vehicles, they also crash more realistically as well. There's a clip with Lucia crashing a truck on Highway 97. Of course, it is still a work in progress, so the damage effect is nowhere near how good it will be in the final build, but as the document says, the front fender fell off, the hood bends.
Yeah, I want to know, like, down in the comments for people, how would you want the vehicle system to work? Like, the damage. Because the more damage, then you just got to go reset your car and there's more hours. So do y'all really want it, like, in-depth, every single detail, the damn axle break off the car, all that? Or is it like y'all want it still to be able to get these missions done? Because it's going to take a lot more time. I play BeamNG, and trust me, going down the street is tough. Especially if you're crashing, hitting curbs and shit. That shit take way too long to get down the street if you don't know how to drive.
The truck also flips over super fast. I also noticed how the truck started smoking way easier as well, like it naturally would. In GTA 5, cars have an insane amount of health before breaking down, so it'd be nice to see vehicle sustainability more grounded this time around. Also, like in real life, car screens work in GTA 6's first-person view, and there's an option to let your partner drive while you can sit shotgun, opposed to you always being the one driving like in every other Grand Theft Auto game. Me personally though, I think I'll always be the one driving anyways just because I love driving. Hell, even in real life I hate being in shotgun seat. Rockstar is known for their attention to detail. The people who wrote this document have listed some of the coolest things they've caught, and we'll go through them pretty quick, and I'll add some of my own catches as well. Raccoons dig through trash bins, light shines through cartilage like in Red Dead 2. The player's kneeling position will change every now and then if they get uncomfortable. Interiors are super detailed and true to life, like how in Hank's Waffles there's a mop bucket, condiments on each table, and light reflects off the floor perfectly. When your characters get on a bike, they will clutch on the brakes before turning it on. NPCs take selfies. Water pollution may depend on the object the water collides with. Carpets have realistic scruff like in real life, and speaking of ground detail though, the detail on the beach's sand changes depending on who's walked on it. Bullet particles float on water and lily pads react to waves. It makes sense that the water physics would be way better this time around considering the amount of boat traffic in the trailer. Police don't just look straight ahead but check blind spots as well. In the clip where Lucia crashed the truck, the bridge is still under construction. Most likely this means that the map will be inaccessible early on in the story like in the older GTAs. And this is backed by the fact that Lucia has an ankle monitor in the official artwork. When the cops are dispatched to the Waffle House, an NPC says, "Jesus, finally," meaning they are now actually aware of their surroundings and recognize when help is on the way. When attacked, NPCs don't just drop everything everything they have anymore, and they keep their objects with them. NPCs once again can be crippled with bullets before dying like in GTA 5, but in this game, they put pressure on where they were specifically shot. Jason and Lucia have different door opening animations. I feel like this is a given, considering their actors would be the ones doing the motion capture for their characters. Roger Clark was the actor for Arthur, and his walk was Arthur's walk in game, and most of the other animations were him as well. In the Hank's Waffles robbery clip, Lucia crawls over the shotgun seat to get to the driver's seat. Before, characters would just unrealistically shuffle their ass through the gear shift, but now there's more realistic animations showing off how an actual human being would maneuver themselves. Speaking of the Hank's Waffles robbery clip though, at the beginning a woman starts saying something and Jason shut her up by saying, "Hello there." Listening to it over again a few times made me realize that holy crap, he interrupted her. NPCs can now shut others' dialogue up by yelling at them, cutting off the rest of their line. That's pretty cool that they're smart enough to do that without it being scripted. Bullets can now scratch vehicles instead of making holes. In the background of the video with Jason aiming an assault rifle in a tennis court, we can see an NPC preparing to play tennis. However, I noticed that there was nobody at the opposing end. This probably means tennis will be a minigame again, because it makes sense for a tennis player to be standing there without an opponent if they're scripted to wait for the player. This document says that Jason was sweaty in the clip where he's standing still in a nightclub.
I wish he would have went more like he going every goddamn where. Tennis courts to NPC guns and bullet holes. Like, damn, I wish your ass would slow down so I can get all these details in one. This is gonna be hard. So yo, if you're watching this video, pause it to the information that you want and take it from there. Cause like, I ain't gonna lie, my brain is kind of rattled. So a lot of shit going on.
I watched it 3 times over, stepped back from my computer one time, looked as close as I could the next, and Jason doesn't seem sweaty in that clip. He does look extraordinarily jacked though, which may contribute to the adjustable weight theory. Dead leaves will be underneath some of the trees. There's a clip with Lucia walking out of a nightclub, and I don't really have much to say other than the nighttime looks super photorealistic. The street is super sketchy and pitch black, aside from the streetlights illuminating little bits of it. In that same clip, an NPC was seen eating a hamburger. Moving on to the music and audio breakdown of GTA 6, there were a lot of placeholder songs that were featured in GTA 5 played on the in-game radios. However, Smoke on the Water did appear, and it has never been heard before in Grand Theft Auto, aside from the shop that was named Smoke on the Water in Grand Theft Auto 5.
What do they do that now hip-hop is like the #1 genre? Is it gonna be like super hip-hop oriented? Because it's the #1 genre in all music, so I mean, I clearly it's gonna be heavy, and there's like so many like artists coming out of Florida and Miami right now. So I wonder.
Obvious part of GTA 6's audio,
and the fact that they did the Dr. Dre DLC. Do you think they'll do another DLC? Do you think they'll do more DLCs with people from the area? Because Dr. Dre is obviously from LA, Los Santos. So you think they're gonna have Kodak Black in that thing? I seen the boys with the dreads, so you're gonna have Kodak Black in that thing with the Haitians, with the Zo Mafia or some shit like that. I'm here for that. I would love to play that.
From the weapons. I remember being shocked after hearing them for the first time. In the interiors, a gunshot sounds loud, deafening.
Rick Ross
is made more intense because of how enclosed the space is. Outside, gunshots make a huge echo like in Red Dead Redemption 2, and it all just sounds very scary and not at all arcadey like GTA 4 and 5's. To make a long topic short, everything just sounds more correct. Pedestrian dialogue is plentiful, vehicle doors sound crisp and have an impactful thud when they shut, aiming your pistol makes a quick grip sound from what we've heard, the acting is great. In the trailer, NPCs interacted with each other well, but when it's paired with them talking to each other realistically like in the clips, it's pretty mind-boggling to see. As for ways to get around the map, cars are of course a given, and in the trailer we saw a ton of boat and plane traffic. There's also a clip with Jason walking at a Vice City metro station, so travel by train might return as a main feature since it was very handy in GTA 4. And also, one of the detail-catching writers in the document wrote about horse buttons in the debug menu, possibly left over from Red Dead 2.
But wouldn't that make, like, Miami doesn't have too many trains, I don't believe. New York is trains. So, 1 million trains around New York. But in Miami, it's not really that train, so I think it's going to be more oriented towards the water. Rather than, like, they probably have, like, one big-ass train to go around everything, but I think it's going to be more geared towards water, bro. Water, because it's Miami. And when you think of Miami, you think of palm trees and some water.
Horses were supposed to be in Grand Theft Auto 5 at one point before it became cut content, so it's not crazy to think they might be in GTA 6. Finally, after all the careful scene examination, we'll just be talking about some small bonus details, and I will be adding my own as well. The barbed wire on the prison is an actual 3D model and not a 2D texture like in GTA 5. GTA 6's official font has been discovered. Collectibles may be movable, clothing has photorealistic folds. In one of the dummy testing clips, the playable character has Arthur's hat and a gun belt. Most likely those assets won't be in the final game and are just being used in the testing stage. One of the cops has clothing like the real Miami Police Department has, meaning depending on the area, cops' clothing styles will change like in GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Higher level enforcement has bulletproof helmets. Gun clips and magazines don't just disappear immediately after hitting the ground. Instead, they sit like true litter on the street. Perhaps littering the environment will be the true...
So it's gonna be shells on the ground and all that? If the clip drop, obviously it's gonna be on the ground, but they're saying it's not gonna disappear immediately. So you think it's gonna be shells every goddamn where? That'd be fire, bro. It'll give it so much detail.
Of Grand Theft Auto 6. Woke leftist agenda. In the clip with the energy in the Grass Rivers information board, there's a werewolf icon with a question mark on it. Rockstar has dived deep into the paranormal in a lot of the previous GTAs, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a werewolf Easter egg in GTA 6. When Lucia's in the nightclub, there's a poster that says Sinful Sundays, kind of like how in the trailer there was a banner that said Make It Rain Mondays. It'll be crazy if GTA 6 actually makes players realize what day of the in-game week it is, especially considering I don't even know what day of the week it is right now. Some stores won't be open 24/7 like in Red Dead 2. There's an animation for taking cash from NPCs like in Red Dead Redemption 2. You don't just automatically have it when you walk into it like in GTA 5. It seems like only Jason will be able to play dice. Jason gambling addiction confirmed? The player can shoot off the back of a truck bed while their partner drives. I will say that the clip with Lucia...
Nah, I mean, if you shooting dice, I mean, you don't see too many females out here rolling dice, man. You feel me? They're gonna have, obviously, activities for the girl because she's a female and activities for the male because he's a male. That's fire. Because they can't be doing the same things because they're not the same. You know what I'm saying to you? So that might be the girl that we seen in the pool. That might be her shit shopping, doing that type of shit.
Aiming an AK at two cop cars pursuing the moving truck seems very mission-like. Also, something cool about the HUD this time around is that the equipped weapon icon is at the bottom right corner, and not at the top of the screen like in previous Rockstar games. When objects load in the distance, there's a dithering fade effect opposed to eye-bleeding pop-in. This effect was also used in Red Dead 2. Lucia can drive Jason's personal vehicle, unlike Red Dead 2 where you couldn't use your friend's horses. There won't just be one shop attendant anymore. There are way more kinds of enterable interiors than ever before. Breakfast diners, pawn shops, jewel stores, convenience stores, and nightclubs with different themes.
RP, yeah, we need that RP in our lives. So we need to be able to go to the diner to go eat when we wake up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe meet the gang there real quick. So I gotta be real like that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
We can see an overweight character's bike closer to the ground than the others, meaning that weight will affect the physics. Car doors don't close on their own anymore, because the protagonist's AI is smart enough to push them shut. So all of the natural encounters from the leaks are listed here, and it would take way too long and kind of be unnecessary for me to read them out one by one. And considering these are something people may not want to know about, I'm going to leave this timestamp here for you to skip to if you don't want these ruined for you. However, I will be talking about the most interesting looking ones in my opinion. DUI sobriety test. So drunk driving is a classic GTA feature, but maybe instead of cops gunning you down, they'll actually make you walk a straight line. Hell, maybe it'll be a minigame. There's a bunch of locations for the player to get mugged, it looks like. Knowing how realistic the dark nights are in GTA 6, this will be terrifying if they jump scare you. There's a series of events called Quick Question. These quick questions are labeled smoke, time, and money. I think this means that NPCs may actually stop in their tracks to ask the player for the time, homeless will ask for money, and people may ask to bum a smoke as well. It seems like the most logical answer, and while it would be simple, holy crap would it be fitting for the most immersive GTA, as Rockstar has said. Invasive species meetup location. The Burmese python is a huge problem in the Everglades because they eat up all the native species faster than the competition. So if there's pythons...
Goddamn, I wouldn't have known that.
GTA 6, that would be the most logical explanation for the invasive species meetup. Scarface crime scene may be another one-to-one reference like there was in GTA Vice City. Far-right militia, like we talked about earlier. I think it's fitting that there is a truck-only meet. I just want to know what this ominous final visit is, listed afterwards. So this part of the list has a few interesting things. There's events for if the player is banned in a store. Similar to Red Dead 2, people will remember your actions. And as we know, Jason has a knack for shoplifting with his ability, so it makes sense that some of these places would have a problem with him or Lucia.
That would be cool if they did like meats, but they made them specifically to look like meats. Graffiti everywhere, underground, lights on it. That shit would be so fire. Because they tried to do it with the, what is that in GTA Online? what is it? It's like the underground shit where you, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. But you go in there, you could buy cars. It's all the cars set up like that. But I wish they would do it more like, not in a place. Just make it open. Make it like an open place. Because in GTA, we used to go all around the map finding car meets, but they weren't really car spots. We just made them car spots. But hopefully they take in consideration, like, people love meets and shit. So that would be fire. Because I love my car meets, bro. That's like one of my favorite things with GTA.
The game. There's events titled Overdose, which makes me wonder if the player can take drugs, or if that just means we'll see people tweaking out. Either way, very Florida. And finally, Lucia's friends. In the leaks in the trailer, we haven't seen anything about Lucia's friends, but there's one event called Welcome Party, making me wonder if they throw one for her when she leaves prison. Shani's chat. So Shani's was mentioned by Wyman's friend when he says, "Look what Shani's posted on Life Invader." I think it's interesting there's an event that has her name in it, meaning she's not just a one-off NPC from one line of dialogue. And also in the trailer, it looks like she may have posted one of the videos. Okay, moving on to vehicles. So once again, won't be going through every single one, except for what's important. So of course there were assets from GTA 5, and these are all the cars listed that returned. Now, vehicles in GTA 6 are a lot...
How do you get this list? Like, how do y'all get this list? Because this is where this is my shit right here. Cars. Okay, Sultans, which is like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they got the Lamborghini truck in there. Four-wheelers, dirt bikes. I don't want to read all the names because y'all, if y'all played the game, y'all know. All right, they got Benzes, basically. Cadillacs. Fords, I guess. Yeah, those are Fords all down there, I guess. Alright, some of these cars we definitely don't care for, and you definitely have in your garage right now that you definitely don't use. So let's make sure that they make the cars fast. All of them. Every single one of them. I'm tired of these slow-ass cars. The slower the car, we won't even use it. If you play GTA 5, you know what I'm talking about. If it's super slow, you don't even use the car, bro. You can't even use it. Because you're trying to get around the map, that shit takes 3 years. And hopefully there's a quick travel to all these goddamn cities and stuff. You know what I'm saying to you? Just to, you know, cut the player's time down. So let's say this city probably got a train station or some shit like that. You could go in, quick travel to the other city. Shit like that. I don't know how the service is going to work, but I damn sure know I hate driving forever. I love driving like in the city. I love that. But I hate driving like all the way to Blaine County and shit. That shit is the war. Like, it make me not want to play the game. I swear to God, I put the game down just because I have to drive too long. Too much grinding, man. People got lives.
More detailed than any of the ones from the previous games. For starters, one of the videos showed a developer adjusting the seat, mirrors, steering wheel height, and a whole bunch of other parts of the car. We've seen that NPCs have drastically different body proportions to each other, so it makes sense that adjustable seating will be in the game. Jason is 6'1" and Lucia is 5'3", so going by this information, it would make sense that the main characters would adjust their seating depending on who was driving the car last. There are a few in-game vehicle names listed that haven't been seen before, like the Declass Mama GT, the Transgressor, and the Vapid.
Okay, they got the Camry, they got a station wagon, and they got the old school Cadillac. But this one is like the shit when I went to Disney World. Like, I only went to Disney World one time, and they had that shit, the little train shit to go around. So that should be very interesting, and it's in my Florida, so yeah, they could definitely most likely have it. Like, they need them cool little details that only Florida can have. So that's fire.
Miata Classic. As for the new vehicles discovered, GTA 6 will officially have a 2019 Chevrolet Sonic hatchback, a 1990 Chevrolet Capri, a 2018 to 2022 Honda Accord, a late 90s to early 2000s Ford Explorer, a 2017 off-road Ford Ranger, a 2019 Subaru Forester, a Chrysler Sebring sedan, and a Ford Taurus. Also, for the first time ever in GTA, airboats will be an interactive vehicle because in one of the clips we saw Jason driving one. They're primarily used for fishing and hunting. In the trailer, we saw one being used in an animal-heavy area, so fishing and hunting may be in GTA 6. However, because it's GTA and not Red Dead, it probably won't be as detailed as it was in Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah. Moving on to what we know about the map. So there's a community called the GTA 6 Mapping Project, where fans map out GTA 6 based on screenshots, leaked coordinates, and process of elimination. It's a long and tedious process, however, they are whooping ass. To explain really quick, Rockstar's Rage Engine uses the International System of Units, so everything is measured in meters, and speeds are measured measured in meters traveled per second. That's how they can determine where everything is, and of course, something important too is lining up in-game structures with their real-life counterparts. So at the moment, this is what we have of the GTA 6 map. It is significantly bigger than GTA 5's map. Ocean Drive, Ocean View, and Ocean Beach are officially returning in GTA 6. They are probably the most iconic location on the map from the original Vice City. The other known returning locations listed are Little Haiti, the Malibu Club, and the Leaf Links. In the original Vice City, the Florida Keys were cut content, but now we know for sure, due to world event names and a trailer shot, that the Keys will be featured in Grand Theft Auto 6. As for real-world locations featured, they are listed in this document. Chrome Avenue was shown in the clip with Lucia shooting out the truck bed, and it looks extremely true to life. Similar to GTA 5, San Andreas, and 4, many of the buildings and streets were based off their real life.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, we already know that. As far as the map is concerned, they're gonna make it as real as they possibly can.
And fans have been pinpointing exactly where everything is. And like I said, doing a whoop-ass job. Now for a more relevant question. What state of development is GTA 6 in? It was very clear that the clips in 2022 took place during the debugging stage, where developers were cleaning up everything they had done. Jason Schreier reported at the end of February of this year that GTA 6 is in its final stages of development, with all of Rockstar's workers being called back into offices. 1 month after that claim, Jason made another report. Jason said that developers were working away with actor performances, weather physics, and debugging. I think it's interesting that recording is still happening this close to release. However, it does make sense considering Rockstar loves their ever-evolving online modes, so...
Yeah, I'm about to say that wouldn't even make sense because then you're basically saying that they're not going to update the game. Of course, they're going to be recording when it comes out. They're going to be recording after it comes out. They will continue to record and update this game. Because they just made people wait 12 years. And if you shit the bed, you probably shit the bed on the biggest game of all time. So I don't think they can shit the bed. I think they have to, if they find problems, they have to update them. I think to keep these people engaged. Because this is going to be the biggest game. All game titles is moving back. They're not even going to try to drop when GTA drop because everyone's dropping everything. Anything you like, you're dropping it to get on GTA 6. So, this is going to be interesting. I mean, I think he's gave enough details. This was a great video for me. I appreciate the information. Now I know a little. Now I know what's coming to